Who am I here to? Good night, guys. Welcome to my live. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Monday. Today is March 2nd. Yesterday was March 1st. So, you know, a new month. Happy March. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. And I hope your day will go very well. Happy March. So, I hope you guys are having a great day. And don't forget to like my live and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribing and put on that notification bell so that you guys can see my live each time. Hi, Joanna. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Guys, I'm sorry I didn't come on. I was supposed to come on Friday, but I had such a hectic weekend that I was unable to come on. So, I think we're all gonna run away from the US, right? Because what is happening in the world? What is going on in 2020? Hi, guys. I'm sorry about that. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you put a thumbs up if you can hear me? Because I just got a call, and sometimes with the calls, it really messes up your live. So let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know if you guys can hear me in the live. Please let me know if you can hear me. So, Joanna, you just got back from Hawaii? Okay. Where were you coming from? Where are you located, Joanna? You are scared with everything that's happening. So, guys, don't forget to like my channel. So, pretty much, I wanted to talk about what's happening in the world. I think the leaders want peace, but how can you get peace by starting war? Why is everyone starting? Oh, you are scared. I get that. Why are we starting war and we need peace? So 2026 is, to me, it's the year of chaos. It's the year of confusion. So many things has happened so far and it's only March. Venezuela, the president was kidnapped. Now the war with Iran and Israel, with Iran. And then in Mexico, so many things. It's like, what's next? What will the world expect to see next? What's happening in the world? What's going on? America, there's so much chaos. So I'm hoping everyone who lives in America, just prepare yourself. Make sure you guys are prepared, because are we really protected? We're going over to other countries, but are we really protected from the other countries? To me, it's just a power struggle between nations. They cannot, it's a power struggle between nations. And instead of peace, they're fighting war. They're willing to hurt innocent lives, and willing to hurt children, willing to hurt others in order to make a point. What is the point that they're trying to make with this Iran war? What is the point? Oh, Joanna, so it was your first time. Well, I'm happy you got back safe, and Hawaii must have been fun. So, what is the point of, what's going on? Don't forget to like my live, guys. Don't forget to like my live for me. So, what's the point of what's going on in the world? What's the point of the US bombing Iran? And then Dubai got messed up, Kuwait. So many countries are impacted by the war that's happening. So many countries. The entire world will be affected. I think a lot of people in the US are very much anxious right now. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's next. So a lot of people are very anxious. my suggestion is to probably not pay attention, because the fight that's going on seem like it's a fight between political powers and not between, it's a fight between political powers and it's not a fight between the civilians. But I know a lot of people in the USA are mad who's in office currently. However, who put him in office? Who put the current, leader of the US in office? The people put him in office. So they cannot be mad at what's happening in the world, because the Americans did this to themselves. You did it to yourself. You didn't want a Democratic Party. You wanted a Republican Party. And the person who Americans chose, they're ruled by power in not the right way. Like, their methods of gaining power is not traditional. They want to rule their regime in a way that's, it's doesn't cause peace. It's chaotic. Have you ever seen, well, it's just March 2nd. So far, Venezuela's leader was captured, was kidnapped. Also, look at the war with Iran, the girls' school that got bombed, building got bombed in Dubai, certain places in Kuwait. So many countries are affected so far because of this war. The US soldiers are getting, losing their lives for this war. Will it help the country? They're over there fighting. At the end of the day, will it help the country? Will this war help the country? I just feel like Americans should pay attention. Make sure you are definitely stocking up. Be prepared for emergencies. Be prepared for what's to come. I'm not saying be completely afraid that you won't live your normal life, but there's so much craziness, so much chaos, so much war that's going on right now. And I don't think it has anything to do with us. It's just the rulers. It's a power struggle between these rulers. It's a power struggle. Each ruler want to do what they want, and no one wants to follow the rules. No one wants to follow the rules. They need the United Nations to come in and make peace, because how can you make peace with war? So what do you think? What do you guys think will happen next for the USA? The USA, what do you guys think will happen next for the USA? We're comfortable, we're acting like nothing is gonna happen, but for every action there is a consequence. So there's gonna be consequences for us here. There's gonna be consequences for the entire world. So what we're going through, we feel safe in what's happening, but they're not gonna let the USA go over their country, ruin their country, and then they're just not going to do nothing. They're not going to do anything. And I just feel like, I hope we're not in another rural war situation, because so many countries were impacted. So many countries, and now the entire world. Because in America, gas prices, oil prices will be going up. And right now, there's so many flights that are canceled that a lot of whatever goods that were being imported, we cannot get the goods that were being imported because the flights are canceled from overseas pretty much. So many flights are canceled. No, I don't speak Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese. I do apologize. But so many flights are canceled. So many people are in chaos. There's a lot of marching going on. A lot of people marching, but we can march. Will that affect anything? Will that change how the rulers operate. I don't believe marching will change how the rulers are operating, but something has to be done with what's going on in the world currently. Something has to be done, and I just feel our leaders need to step in. The House and the Senate needs to step in, because it appears this war just happened without their approval. So I just hope everyone stays safe all over the world. And you can say protect your family, but sometimes these attacks, you cannot see where they're coming from. If you're not like a fighter or someone who is in the army, something can happen and you won't know. They have drones that they can fly up in the sky and attack. So everyone should be very careful, pay attention, read the news before you travel, do anything. Pay attention, because what's happening in the world is very chaotic. It's very chaotic. And 2026 just started. 2026 just started, and no peace. It started off with no peace. And what is the purpose? Do you think it's the fact that they're hiding the files? They're hiding those files? Possibly that's the reason why those files are out there. So this war is to divert everything. And I was talking about that the other day, that this something will happen to divert us from the files, because something is going to come out that we definitely is going to be shocked to hear. But it's crazy. War. Guys, please don't forget to like my live. War, and it's just March. So we have no rest. We have no rest. We have no rest. The world will be in a recession. The world will be in a food shortage. We will be a lot of people will be suffering because of this war. A lot of people are suffering because of this war. A lot of us have not feel it yet, but we will be feeling it when the war comes. It's not what's happening is not good. It's not good what's happening, but how can the people help to stop? They march everywhere. They march all over the world, but these leaders, they don't listen. They're just doing whatever they want to do. They're taking the tax dollars money and they're doing whatever they want to do. If the war was not approved by Congress and the Senate, why do we have a war? Why do we have a war if it was not approved? Why are you going behind the backs of the House and Senate to complete a war? Can America be blamed? You voted this person in office, America. You voted this person in office. So we're living in perilous times. We're living in chaotic times. We're living in times where we have to protect our families. We have to hold our kids tight, hold our husband and wife tight, our friends tight, because why are we in a war? And we're wondering, will it be World War III? Are we heading towards World War III? We would hope not. There's too much going on. Civilians can disassociate themselves from the war, but like I mentioned, this war will affect everyone. The gas prices will be going up. A lot of us in the Northeast, our electric bills are already over the top. They're already over the top. Some people are having $800 electric bills. For what? Why is it so high? Why is an electric bill so high? $800? It just doesn't make sense. These electric companies, and it's due to the war, everything will be skyrocketing. So people will suffer. The leaders, they want to make peace, but they believe in their head they have to fight in order to make peace. How can you go at war in order to make peace? Where does war and peace stand together? They're two different things. A person who is a peaceful person, they don't want war. They want to talk the problem out and solve the problem. But to go in and kill innocent lives, and then you're going in and kill innocent lives, children lives were taken. Children's lives were taken, but yet we're here living like everything is normal. Everything is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay what's going on. Like I mentioned, it's March, and we're living in such perilous times. Why does a country need to live that way? Why does a country need to live in war in order to get peace? I'm just wondering what's next. That's all the American people can think. What is next? That's all the world can think. What's next? Because this is affected. Where is the United Nations? Where are the people to try to bring all nations together to make everyone live in peace? War should not be happening. War should not be happening at all. War should not be happening. The country should be in peace, no chaos. Everyone should be peacefully getting along, peacefully sharing resources. And we may think that's okay. That's what we feel is right. But to them, they don't have a logical thinking. They don't think the way we do. They don't see things the way we do. You're going into war trying to take these people's oil, and you cannot take something that belonged to another country. You can't just go in and try to take their products and services. That's why they have the trade system. You cannot just go in a country and feel like because the country is not following your rules, you have to go, start a war with the country. What about our rules here? How the countries are not coming in now to do anything. They're not. They're actually not coming in to start a war. So why are we going there to start a war? Why couldn't you peacefully sit at a round table with the United Nations to make a proper decision? This is not a proper decision. I feel like everyone will be moving out of the USA. So do you guys want to move with me? Everyone will be moving out of the USA because what's happening in the US? Guys, don't forget to like my live when you come in. Everyone will be moving out of the USA. If I had a land or somewhere else where let me not say anything, but people have to really think about, will you really be staying in a chaotic country that causes so much unrest? This is supposed to be the best country on earth. The best country on earth. And they're trying to ruin it. These nations are supposed to have a relationship. They're migrants or immigrants from these nations all over the world. Their immigration, most of the countries in the world are a melting pot. I'm not saying all, but most of the countries in the world are melting pot. So why can't we have peace? Why is it always a problem? And a lot of us, we're confused. Why is there always war? Why look at the Usher and Ukraine Usher. Why am I thinking about Usher? Look at the Russia and Ukraine war. It's still going on. What is it, 3 or 4 years now? And now the US went into Iran with Israel. And everyone said the US wasn't working with Israel before. It seemed like in behind the scenes US was working with Israel, because why did you go in and bomb up a country? And Israel is supposed to be a religious country. So what religious leader or religious country go into a nation, bomb up the place and kill innocent children? That have nothing to do with religion, that have nothing to do with a God. The God I serve he's not saying it's okay to go in a country and unalive innocent children. These children had no chance. They had no chance. It's a power struggle between two nations, and they go in and they bomb up the children and unalive the children. They're neighboring countries that have nothing to do with it, and they go in and blow up their building and bomb up their building. They have no regards for what's going on, what's damaged, who's unprotected. Children aren't protected in these wars. Children are not protected, and they don't care what happened to kids. They don't care what happened to kids. Children are not protected. And I don't know what we're going to do as a nation. What are we going to do as a nation? Because I'm just wondering what's next. What's next? January, when was Venezuela? January, Venezuela. Now March is Iran. What countries next? What's going on with every country? Why can't we have a peaceful union with other countries? Why can't we have a peaceful union with other countries? And I just believe that it's not going to get better right now. So we're going to have to try to make ourselves better, because it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. I just see that 2026 is the 2026 is the day of chaos. And I hope everyone out there, you're staying safe. You're in a country where you can stay safe. If you're stranded in any of the countries that they're stranded, Americans are stranded all over right now, just be strong, and hopefully the airports will open up soon where you can travel. Be strong and you'll be able to get out there. Be strong, and I wish you all the best when you're traveling. I hope you stay safe. And anyone who's over there in the bombing, I know you can't see me, but trust me, I hope it stops. And like I mentioned, there's every action, there's a consequence. So there will be a consequence for this action of the war. I don't feel, are we protected in America? Are we protected? Do you guys believe we're protected from the war, and or that nothing can happen, that we're invincible, untouchable? I would think we would be, but I don't think so. That's not how the universe works. Whatever you dish out to the universe, then it gives it back to you. If you're dishing out good, you'll get good. If you're dishing out bad, you're going to get bad tenfolds. You hear of karma. Karma will happen to the United States if they're not doing the right thing. Karma will happen if the United States are not doing the right thing. Look at how many children were killed in Iran. Do you believe that's the right thing? That's not the right thing. How many children were unalived? That's not the right thing. Those parents are probably going crazy. They sent their kids to school, and then the next minute it's done. And they're doing these things in broad daylight. They don't care when they hurt the kids or when they hurt the women or whoever. Innocent lives. It doesn't have to be, woman, male, but an innocent lives that have nothing to do with this war. The war is about the leaders. There's a power struggle, and they need to stop. They need to protect the people. You can't kill and have war and say you're going to get peace. So if you go to Iran, you kill children, you blow up the buildings, and you're ruining everything, they're going to come back for you, because that's how war works. It's not one person will get attacked, or everyone. It's the other country will retaliate. So we're all impacted and all affected, and I just hope that we will have peace sooner than later. Sooner than later, because it seemed like we'll all be stuck in this country with what's going on. Yes, we live at home, but to be stuck, you can't travel, you can't move back and forth. That's not good. People are going to become very anxious, very nervous about what's going on. But try not to be nervous, guys. Try to protect yourself and your family. Try to read about what needs to be done. What do you need to have in your house in this time to make things better? You cannot tell a country what's happening is one leader is trying to tell a country to do something, then in the back they're doing the same thing. So it's hypocritical. You're gonna unalive a leader for doing something, but then what you're doing is not better. So it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. The actions are hypocritical. If you're doing something, you're calling a leader bad when what you're doing as a leader is not the right thing to do. The best thing as a leader is to call for peace. Call for peace. You want to wipe out the country and wipe out innocent lives. That makes absolutely no sense. You want to wipe out the country and wipe out innocent lives. Guys, if I was of retirement age, then I would be out of this country because, yes, I'm not saying I lived a bad life in this country, but look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. People, their temperament will be at an all-time high. Their anxiety, they'll be upset at each other. You know, the other cultures, people from Iran, they're upset. They're marching in New York. They're marching away, and they'll be very upset at the actions that's happening in the world. So I just hope things get better. I hope the war ends because we don't want to see that. We don't want to see war. We want peace. We don't want war. We want peace. And I just hope and pray that this war turn around because there's other ways of attacking countries in 2026. There's other ways. They don't have to bomb up the country. We have electronics. Electronics is a big thing for us. What do you think other countries who are technically savvy can do in the background? I'm just hoping the companies and phones and banks and all those protect your people. Get very much cyber security. Get good cybersecurity because when the hackers come, we're gonna be down. There's so much happening in March already. I'm afraid to turn on the news with everything that's happening. I'm just very much afraid to turn on the news, and it's not good. We're afraid to turn on the news. We're afraid to turn on the news. And I hope everyone is doing okay. I know people are worried. They're worried sick, especially countries who are close to where the war is. They're worried sick. No, there's no way that in 2026 we should be seeing war. I don't believe it's very much inhumane that we're seeing war in 2026. I see a lot of trends saying, oh, 2016 to 2026, but 2026, it looking like 2026 is a chaotic year, a year of unrest between nations. It's ridiculous. It's a year of unrest between nations. So guys, thank you for coming on to my live. I do believe that 2026 is the year of unrest between nations, and I'm praying that everyone stays safe in this perilous times. It's been really tough for a lot of people because they're wondering what's happening. A lot of Americans have their loved ones overseas that are currently trapped. They cannot come because most of the flights in the Emirates, Kuwait, all those countries in the Iranian region, they are pretty much stuck. All those countries in the Middle East, they're pretty much stuck. If Americans are there, they cannot come home. And then these children are fighting in the army. They're fighting in the army and then they're getting hurt. They're gone. Will things get better? They're fighting, but will things get better? There's a war. You have a war, but will things get better after the war? We'll see. We'll see if things really get better because when you do a lot of damage, it will take a while for things to get better. So that is pretty much how I feel that everyone should protect themselves, keep safe, and the war is not good, but I'm sure the Lord up above will protect and guide us. He'll guide us and protect us. So, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about. The 2026 being so chaotic. I hope you guys stay safe, and I hope you stay safe with your family. Do pay attention to the news, but don't let it consume you or overwhelm you. Thank you guys so much for watching my live Carla's Way. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Have a good night.